Now, as we reported at the top of the bulletin, the community of Orange Farm is really worried and concerned this evening. A child has gone missing. Residents believe there's a kidnapper operating in the area. And of course, we know that over the weekend, 2 siblings aged 6 and 8 were found murdered on the streets of Orange Farm, south of Johannesburg. Now, our reporter, Manqoba Mchunu, is there. He's arrived in Orange Farm. Manqoba, could you just tell us what is going on in Orange Farm this evening and any word on this child that has gone missing today?
Well, certainly, Sally, the community members out here on the streets, they are meeting here at this point, not too far from the veld where they've been searching earlier on for that child that had disappeared, and in fact also searching for the suspect that they believed was behind this kidnapping incident, which was reported around about noon today. We do understand that the child had gone missing from a primary school and was reported missing by teachers at that primary school. So the community members taking it up on their own, going to search for the kidnapper, the man who they believe was last seen with this child. They've been combing a veld nearby where they believe the man was hiding, in fact setting some parts of it alive to try and drive the man out of his hiding place, and police trying to intervene in that situation. But of course, some of the residents insisting that the man was there, in fact saying that they were going to look for him until they find him. We do understand that many of them had been carrying weapons and saying that they're going to take the law into their own hands. I just want to step out of shot, Sally, to show you that meeting that is currently taking place here at Orange Farm. We do understand that these residents have now abandoned their search. Instead, they are now meeting to try and map a way forward as to how they are going to deal with this issue of the kidnapping of children in this community. And of course, many of them quite enraged, Sally, given the fact that this is the second incident to happen in a matter of days. You recall over the weekend that 2 friends, one who was 6 and another one 8, were found killed here in this very extension 4. And of course, the circumstances surrounding their murder still being investigated by police, but community members telling us that they fear for their lives. In terms of this child, Sally, what we do understand is that this particular child was also found in the veld. The child has been reunited with the child and is safe as we speak.
All right, so the reason that the community came out in force today was because of this missing child. This child has now been found. But as you say, the community of Orange Farm obviously on a knife's edge after this double murder over the weekend. What are police saying? Because the response and the worry suggests a community not only fearful for their children, but also one that feels the police are not really helping them enough.
Well, interestingly, Sally, the police minister, Bheki Cele, this afternoon announcing that list of areas that are hotspots for gender-based violence. And among them was, of course, Orange Farm, which is one of the concerns for police, given the fact that there has been a spike in cases of gender-based violence. But more recently then, the issue of the kidnapping of children in this community, worrying many community members here. Of course, police saying that they're now expediting their investigations into the murder of the children over the weekend. They are prioritizing that case and hopefully to get people behind bars for those murders. But in terms of the community, I mean, many of them saying that they're simply losing faith in the police, given the fact that, you know, these kidnappings are still continuing and that police are not really quelling or stopping these criminals from doing this act. We do understand, Sally, that this is certainly not the first few incidents that have occurred in this community. We do understand that in April, another child was found naked in a tavern here in Orange Farm, and in July again, a 3-year-old was also found in a dustbin here in Orange Farm. So it certainly is not the first time that there's been incidents of children being kidnapped in this community. And so many of them are very wary, saying that they do not, in fact, trust the police. They want to take the law into their own hands. We do see some of them carrying weapons here coming from that search. So the sense is that they believe that police are simply not doing enough to stop the kidnapping of children, and that in fact it is them as the community that will ultimately stop that. But I just want to bring in some community members that are here just to get their sense of what it is that they want to say. Putin, how are you feeling as a community? We do understand that you've been searching the nearby veld for this person. What happened? What's the way forward now?
The way forward now, like we're trying to bring the community together to fight all of those. This has been happening for years. So Sizama ukuthi si sustain ngoba it's been happening for like years and years. Sicela nje isupport, sicela ukuthi youth stand together silwise yonke lento lezo eyenzakalayo.
Okay, baba ungitshela ngalomhlangano nawo njengamanje yini into eninqumile kulomhlangano?
Meeting yanamhlanje it was about ukuthi implement ama ideas ukuthi singayivimba kanjani yonke lento lena. Size ngombono omusha as youth. Angithi usual ama meeting bewajwayele ukubanjwa abantu abadala. Yeah, manje sekuyi youth ebamba ama meetings sifuna ukuba involved kuyo yonke into eyenzakalayo.
Okay, let me go sell it to the next one. Of course, the gentleman saying that they're holding a meeting to try and find a way to deal with the issue, looking at whether or not they need patrols to actually patrol this community and see if they can protect children in this community. Sisi, let me just ask another one. How are you feeling? I know you're a young person. Are you feeling safe in this community?
I feel like lana ngoba lo muntu obulala abantu shem ihlungu and abantu la kule strategy sihlala kuso isono ngoba siyamfuna akatholakali and kubuhlungu ngathi kubuhlungu abantwana abashonelwe and kubuhlungu sithola idumbi last week and abazali balabo bantwana baphatheka kabuhlungu abantwana abancane wenzanga lutho emhlabeni uNkulunkulu ongcwele bawonile man wonile.
Okay, siyabonga sis. Let me speak to a mother here. Mama, I know ukuthi nawu mama la emphakathini uzizwa kanjani ngalokulahla kwengane?
Ke ikutlwa ke le botlhoko nna ka obane serious re na le bothata mo Orange Farm monana mo extension 4X if I can say re na le bothata le maponisa teng ha re tlhokomele la re ra reporta ha ba re tlhokomele la o ka re no yana o re o bitsa maponisa o re maponisa tlo ke na le bothata 1 2 3 ba itlela ka nako ya bona ene re botlhoko ka bana ba nna ke botlhoko I can say ke botlhoko ka the way bana ba tlhokafetseng ka teng ene a se ngwana pele a se ngwana wa bobedi kapa ke ngwana ra utlwa botlhoko really e botlhoko ntshwenana ha re batle ene ha ba sa re nake the way ba re nakang ka teng le police station enena re tla etsetsa mathata ka obane really ha re tshware hantle the way go etsalang ka teng re le
njani nna mange nganzeni feel safe nganzeni
are safe nna ke safe ke tla ipuella le nna le mphakathi wa mo fomo ha o safe ha ona motho a safe monana le bana ba rona ha ba safe go thata gore ngwana o tlo a sa bapale ngwana o tlameha a bapale ngwana be free a bapale a khone o bapala so ngwana ha sa bapale e tlo ba ntho e jwang ngwana a sa bapale bathong ba mbi re nida le di patrola mo WhatsApp re tlameha re be le di patrola gongwe le gongwe mo tsamang teng o ya mo BP o tlameha o tsamaye le patrola motho o katileng aman a mnate maponisa a re utlweleng re ruele maponisa tle ha ile gore hona le ntho re entseng mo fo re kopa le re tshwareleng tle le re tlhokomeleng.
Okay, Sally, those are some of the sentiments from the community members. Of course, this lady going to the very issue that you were talking about earlier on about police, saying that the police here are simply not doing enough. Whenever they do call on the police to come and intervene, they do not come, they take their time to come to the scene, and that they simply don't investigate these matters properly. So they're saying that they are threatening, in fact, Sally, to even take action against the police or harm the police station itself if the police don't come to the party in terms of trying to deal with the scourge. But in terms of fear, this mother saying that even them as adults fear walking around the streets here in Orange Farm, and especially fearing that their children could also go missing, as that has happened in recent days.
Yeah, absolutely, Mangoba. I mean, in this particular case, this child that went missing today has, thank goodness, been found. But as the young man that you spoke to said, this has been happening for years. We've been losing children for years. So there's great concern and fear for Orange Farm Extension 4X. But I can see that the people around you are not wearing masks. I can see there's no social distancing. We're going to let you go because, of course, we're still in the middle of a pandemic. And that's probably second in the minds of the people gathered there today.